Good day, everyone. Welcome to the 72nd National Conference and Training of the Philippine Home Economics Association. Welcome, my fellow home economists from across the Philippines. I will be presenting my research today. I am Mary Ann M. Carag, affiliated at the Department of Education, Schools Division of Quezon City. Teaching at Batasan Hills National High School, Senior High School Department for Technical Vocational Track Home Economics. Our school, Batasan Hills National High School, is located at IBP Road, Barangay Batasan Hills, near Sandigang Bayan, Quezon City. Drinking coffee in the morning is what most of us do every day. It may be specialty coffee or commercial coffee. Sometimes we drink coffee 3 times a day, like what my husband and I do. But remember that there are so many commercial coffee available in the market under nationally advertised brand like specialty coffee. Also contains important nutrients. But drinking too much coffee with caffeine is not good for our health. So that is why I researched on the acceptability and marketability of malunggay, ampalaya, and okra seed powder as a coffee substitute, or I may call it MAAOKRA Coffee. And this is the background of my study. Coffee has been part of the Filipino daily meal. Coffee can have a stimulating effect on humans due to its caffeine content. I chose this study, MAAOKRA, to find a healthier and a cheaper alternative to commercial coffee. I choose malunggay, ampalaya, and okra seed as my ingredients. Why malunggay seeds? We all know that malunggay or Moringa oleifera, its scientific name, is one of the tree that has the most nutrient-rich plants on earth. The leaves and the seeds contains important nutrients that have the potential to significantly improve health and combat malnutrition. Every part of Moringa oleifera is a storehouse of important nutrients and anti-nutrients, completely caffeine-free and supercharged with nutrients. Moringa is a green leaf that is considered a superfood. Malunggay are rich in vitamin A and C and mineral iron. Vitamin A is important for eye health and night vision, healthy skin, hair and nails, and cells growth. Why ampalaya seed? I choose ampalaya seed because I am thinking of what I can do to the seeds of ampalaya than throwing it. Ampalaya, also known as bitter melon, is a growing vine that grows well in the tropical countries, particularly in the Philippines. Known for its bitter taste, ampalaya is at once a staple ingredients in Filipino and Asian cuisines, and a reliable home remedy for various illnesses, particularly diabetes. Ampalaya is an excellent source of vitamin B1, B2, B3, and vitamin C, magnesium, folic acid, zinc, phosphorus, manganese, and has a dietary fiber. And it is rich in iron, contains twice the calcium of spinach and twice the potassium of banana. Drinking bitter melon can be very helpful for stimulating the immune system, but again, because we are not used to eat the seeds of ampalaya, I make it a point to research if it's edible? And the answer is yes. We can use the seed of Ampalaya as an ingredient. And lastly, why okra seed? Okra, also known as ladyfinger, we all know that we can eat okra and its seed. Okra contains 30 calories per 100 grams with no saturated fats and cholesterol. Seeds inside okra is safe to eat. The seed provides some of the fiber found in okra, which helps digestion. It is rich in dietary fiber, minerals, and vitamins, usually recommended by nutritionists to control and for weight reduction program. Based from what you've heard, I am motivated to provide ways on how to get the nutrients provided by these plants, not just by eating them, but in a more frequent way of consuming the plants, thus considering them, their seeds as an alternative in coffee making. Especially now that we are in this new normal and we are in pandemic. Conceptual framework of this study. Figure 1 shows conceptual model and preparation of the malunggay, ampalaya, and okra seed powdered coffee. The input consists of pieces of malunggay, ampalaya, and okra seeds, kitchen tools and equipment needed in making MAAOKRA coffee. The process includes the preparation of malunggay, ampalaya, and okra through sun drying, roasting, grinding, and pounding, as well as the production of the coffee by means of meshing. The output consists of MAAOKRA coffee and packaging procedure. Preparation of the MAAOKRA coffee. After sun drying, toast the seeds like the procedures in making coffee. Then after the grind the seed to make it fine. Powderize or smooth in texture, blend until smooth in texture weigh according to the proportion. Transfer to a clean bottle or container. Conceptual model for the evaluation of the MAAOKRA coffee. Input: MAAOKRA coffee with 5% of okra, 25% of ampalaya, 70% of malunggay. Evaluation checklist using the hedonic scale and Likert scale. Respondents: 30 adults, 20 to 30 years old, 30 adults, 31 to 40 years old, 30 adults, 41 years old and above. Output: taste testing among the respondents, administration and retrieval of the evaluation checklist. Preparation of the MAAOKRA coffee. Weight according to the proportions. 70% of malunggay, 25% ampalaya, and 5% of okra, and transfer to a clean bottle or container. Taste testing to all the respondents. Taste testing for all the respondents. 20 to 30 years old, 31 to 40 years old, 40 years old and above. With all the proportions, 20 grams, 40 grams, and 60 grams. So the 20, 40, and 60 gram is the higher intensity of the flavor of the strong of the coffee. Like most of us wanted our coffee more strong, or we may say the tapang of the coffee when it comes to taste. The objective in this study research are to find healthier and cheaper coffee alternative to commercial coffee, to determine the acceptability of the MAAOKRA coffee in terms of appearance, aroma, taste, and texture. To determine the marketability of MAAOKRA coffee in terms of supply availability, consumer demand, and cost of production. Experimental research method was used in this study to determine the acceptability and marketability of produced coffee using malunggay, ampalaya, and okra seeds to arrive at more precise results. Sources of data, distribution of the respondents. The data gathering instrument used in this study was the survey question. This was to determine the evaluation of the three groups of respondents on the finished product in terms of its sensory attributes such as appearance, aroma, taste, and texture. And marketability to know the supply availability, consumer demand, and cost of production. The next part of the evaluations of the respondents in the product is on the level of acceptability of malunggay, ampalaya, and okra seed powder as a coffee substitute, using 9-point Hedonic rating scales in terms of appearance, aroma, taste, and texture. A 5-point Likert rating scale was used to determine the evaluation of the respondents' acceptability, marketability with range and descriptive values. In the analysis and interpretation of the data, the following statistical tools were utilized in the study. Mean, this was used to determine the level of acceptability of MAAOKRA coffee. ANOVA, analysis of variance. This was used to determine if there was a significant difference in the evaluation of the three groups of respondents on the acceptability of malunggay, ampalaya, and okra seed powder as a coffee substitute with 20, 40, and 60 grams in making coffee. Acceptability of the MAAOKRA coffee. Problem number 1. How did the adult 20 to 30, 31 to 40, and 41 years old and above respondents evaluate the acceptability of malunggay, ampalaya, and okra seed powder as a coffee substitute with 20, 40, and 60 grams, each of the powder in terms of the following criteria: appearance, aroma, taste, and texture. Findings. The adult 20 to 30 respondents evaluated the acceptability of malunggay, ampalaya, and okra seed powder as a coffee substitute with 20 grams proportion in terms of appearance, aroma, taste, and texture. So this implies that the three groups have different perceptions on the MAAOKRA seeds concentration as a coffee substitute. The respondent personally built conceptualization on MAAOKRA coffee. This implies that the produced coffee can invite people on its appearance, like the commercial coffee in the market. It can be inferred that the product is acceptable since the coffee has an enticing aroma and a natural smell which add to its potential in the market. When it comes to taste, this indicated that adults with these ages really considered what would make to satisfied on the coffee they drink. It can be inferred that MAAOKRA coffee taste has accepted and got the taste of this group of respondents that it suits their taste. These findings implies that the respondents are satisfied with the MAAOKRA coffee because of its fine texture, not gritty to tongue, with a thin texture, no rough texture, a well-blended flavor. The three groups of respondents had the same evaluation pertaining to its aroma, while in terms of appearance, taste, and texture, all the three groups of respondents had different evaluations and standard for drinking coffee. How about the marketability of the MAAOKRA coffee? Problem number 2. Was there a significant difference in the evaluations of the three groups of respondents on the acceptability of malunggay, ampalaya, and okra seed powder as a coffee substitute, with 20 grams, 40 grams, and 60 grams proportion in terms of the aforementioned criteria? Findings. There was no significant difference in the evaluation of the three groups of respondents on the acceptability of malunggay, ampalaya, and okra seed powder as a coffee substitute with 20 grams. This implies that varying amount of powderized MAAOKRA seeds affect the taste, which the respondents built realization and established taste-related association. Problem number 3. What was the level of marketability of the MAAOKRA coffee in the three different proportions, as perceived by the adult 20 to 30, 31 to 40, and 41 years old and above, based on the aforementioned criteria? Findings. The adult 20 to 30 respondent rated the level of marketability of the MAAOKRA coffee a grand mean rating of 4.35, interpreted as high potential, while the adult 31 to 40 respondents gave it a grand mean of 4.60, very high potential, and those of 40 years old and above rated it 4.46, grand mean, which is high potential for marketing. So this means that there are significant differences among the evaluation of the three groups of respondents on the level of marketability of MAAOKRA coffee. Okay, so this was the result of the test that was done with the MAAOKRA coffee. Fresh seeds, processed seeds was tested. Findings. It is the moisture content of the MAAOKRA coffee for 20, 40, and 60 grams. pH level of the MAAOKRA coffee. MAAOKRA coffee potassium content for 20, 40, and 60 grams. Problem number 6. What were the comments and suggestions of the respondents to further improve the product? The appearance, aroma, taste of the MAAOKRA coffee is almost the same as that of the commercial coffee sold in the market. The MAAOKRA coffee tastes very good, especially the 40 grams proportion, compared to the other proportions. The MAAOKRA seed is affordable when used as an ingredient. The MAAOKRA coffee is another alternative for commercial coffee. Suggestions of the respondents for the MAAOKRA. The seed may be well dried first to improve its taste and texture. The MAAOKRA coffee may be first well processed to improve its taste and texture. The aroma quality of the MAAOKRA coffee may be more improved by adding cinnamon to reach the possibility of extreme acceptance of the respondents. The researcher may consider promoting the MAAOKRA coffee as one of the products in the local market. Future researchers may undertake similar studies on other seeds or product to further utilize healthy ingredients to use. Implication. This means that the MAAOKRA Coffee is accepted by the respondents and they wanted it to be available in the market. This is the content or the nutritive content of the MAAOKRA Coffee that was tested. It has potassium, sulfur, phosphorus, calcium, silicon, iron, zirconium, copper, manganese, and zinc. Result of the study, there was no significant difference in the evaluations of the three groups of respondents on the acceptability and marketability of malunggay, ampalaya, and okra seed powder as a coffee substitute in terms of appearance, aroma, taste, and texture. There was no significant difference in the evaluation of the three groups of respondents on the acceptability and marketability of MAAOKRA coffee, with 20, 40, and 60 grams for each proportion of powderized malunggay, ampalaya, and okra seed powder. Substitute in terms of supply availability, consumer demand, and cost of production. Conclusion. The MAAOKRA coffee with 40 grams was the most preferred by the respondents and therefore it can be considered as marketable. In terms of physicochemical analysis, the 40 grams proportion is more packed with calcium and potassium. The college, through the researcher, may craft a project proposal on the production of the MAAOKRA coffee for a possible research grant from the Department of Science and Technology. The local government may promote the MAAOKRA coffee as one of the healthy coffee products in the local market. Future researchers may undertake similar studies on a different seed that could be product utilizing other healthy ingredients. I would like to share with all of you the bibliography of my studies. This is all about books, periodicals and journals, unpublished materials, I'd like to share this quote from Mary Kay Ash saying, "Don't limit yourself. Many people limit themselves to what they think they can do. You can go as far as your mind lets you. What you believe, remember, you can achieve." I would like to acknowledge my school's division superintendent, Ma'am Jenny Rose B. Corpus. My ever-supportive schools division education program supervisor, Ma'am Helen and Flora. My principals in Batasan Hills National High School, Dr. Eladio H. Escolana. Our OIC in Senior High School and Head Teacher 6 of Math Department, Mr. Joel B. Porcadelia. And for helping me to make this presentation beautiful and presentable, our Senior High School ICT Coordinator, Ma'am Cynthia E. Agabin, and Assistant ICT Coordinator, Sir Emmanuel Luis G. Frias. Thank you to the Board of Directors of the Philippine Home Economics Association for this opportunity. Let us enjoy the rest of this national conference and training. And stay safe, everyone.